Hey kids, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 as the United Kingdom. Last episode we made a big push across northern France. We kind of sealed up the southwest of France, and we've started to push a little bit over here as well. And so I've got a couple of things I want to do very quickly, kind of housekeeping before we start. We continue our advance. I think we're going to be rapidly advancing into Germany in this episode, and who knows how far we'll get. So far the Axis have been completely unable to set up a front line against us. I think that the motorized divisions that we're using are just too fast, and we are successfully encircling, you know. Really, at this point, it's starting to be dozens of infantry and slower Axis divisions. Like we've got an encirclement that's about to happen here. We've got an encirclement here. They're not huge encirclements. Oh, and another one here. They're not huge encirclements, but piece by piece, we're just eating up a whole bunch of Axis manpower. Now Germany is still quite deep in Russia. But I expect that things will start to go sour for them over here. I'd be very curious to see how long they're able to hold this territory, because we are going to be very quickly pushing into Germany at this point. So first off, I want to reassign some things. So I think one of the things we can do right away is I'm going to actually rename this the European Theater. And I'm going to take this Army Group Italy, and I'm going to assign it to the European Theater. I noticed that the Mediterranean Theater has this skill 4 logistics wizard, and that's actually a pretty good leader. We don't have that many leaders that are above skill 5 or 6 or so, so I'm going to reassign Army Group Italy to the European Theater. I'm also going to do a little bit of map painting here, and we'll just do something like this. We'll just do something like that, and that way, like, this whole area will sort of become part of one theater. And then yeah, let's take a look here. All these cavalry divisions. I'm tempted to put this whole theater on I think we should probably assign all of the air directly to these army groups. Yeah, Army Group Italy. And what else have we got here? The American destroyers, which we never use. Mostly just garrisons and cavalry. I think it might actually be good. I'm going to take this cavalry unit here. And just kind of send him on a mission to clear up all this. It's not strictly necessary, but I'm just going to do that. I think that's it. I think that's all the provinces that I've left little pockets there, because they're as far as I know, there's nothing except for an HQ division there, and if there is a division, it'll be totally out of supplies. So cavalry will be able to mop that up, not without using too many supplies. Let's take a look at this European theater and see what we can do. Oh, let's actually take, on that note, let's unassign this guy, and we'll put him into this army group here. Army Group France. Okay, well, I'm going to rename that north and south as well. So, put him in charge of... So, Army Group France has... And I'm going to do a little bit of renaming here, because it gets a bit confusing for me. First interceptor, second fighter, third fighter. We were really short. I didn't build enough interceptors, and I'm questioning my choice to have built multi-rolls at all. To be perfectly honest, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to make a big difference. But let's call this Army Group North. Army Group South. These are basically our army groups for the invasion of Germany. What do we got here? 13th Air Wing, military transport, air transport commands. Okay. This is just getting confusing. I don't know what happened, why I've split these up. I should have had them split up from the beginning. I find that it's much more useful to... Actually, why don't we call this air supply? And then why don't we split this one in half? I don't know if we're going to have to use the Gurkhas again. I suspect that we will. But the Gurkhas have been instrumental in grabbing provinces, key provinces up here, including some of these valuable air bases. And yeah, so that's a good thing. And they should be attached to the theater for sure. Now let's see here. What else can we do? 2nd Army, 3rd Armored Army, 4th Army. 1st Army is attached to Army Group South. That's fine. Let's call this... We'll do 4, 5, 6 here. 4, 5 FTR. We can also move these guys forwards. Be very useful to have them in a more closer to the front. This challenge, it's a big challenge is the UK is that I think one of the most challenging things about the UK, and I think we've managed it pretty decently here, is that the air forces and the naval forces that you need to build to survive in the early game are not always going to be the most useful for you in the late game, and this we can see with these multi-roles. These multi-roles are not standing up to the Luftwaffe, and that's the one area where we haven't really gained control over European airspace. So let me just see here. What I'm looking for is that 2nd tactical. Where's the 2nd? Do we even have it? Did it die? 1st tactical. Oh yeah, I named it 1st Tactical Air Force. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do the same thing here. I haven't needed these so far, but if we do, I mean, I'm planning on doing Operation Unthinkable, and I think that will. Okay, that's fine. I think that we'll be building tactical bombers for sure as part of that. I think that's about it. Let's just see how this looks here. I'd like to reorganize this so that it's a little bit easier for me to navigate quickly. So I'm just gonna go like that. Army Group North, Army Group South, and then that's probably fine where it is. Okay, let's take a quick look over here too. I think it would be worth it at this point to get some very good admirals for sure. Let's just go and start liberating some stuff up here. And yeah, we'll just try and get rid of some of these outstanding Japanese units. I think I'm actually going to maybe I'll automate this. I don't want to micromanaging this front. I know it's kind of a shame to let the AI do this, but I want them to take all these ports. And what it might be better to do actually would be to grab these ports with the Marines. So let's do that. Let's actually, rather than send the Marines to deal with, like, this is just a non-issue, let's actually go grab this port. And looks like there's a small naval unit there, and I think that's going to be better. And that will also completely neutralize the Japanese Air Force in Southeast Asia. really just accelerate the process. We'll want to be grabbing this and this, if necessary. To be honest, you know, looks like America's pretty much got that wrapped up, which is fine because they're not helping us at all here. Okay, so I think that's good for now. Maybe I'll attach this guy to the European theater. Those cavalry units didn't end up being useful. Alright, and then we're going to go to speed 4, I think, and we're just going to start by polishing up these encirclements. This is another encirclement that's ready to go. I need to leave somebody here. And I think we can grab these 2 units there. Okay. Let's do this. What do we got here? Oh, just a whole stack of HQs, basically. Okay. So, yeah, let's just move forward slowly here. Yeah, that encirclement's done. And then we're going to start to once I've encircled these 2, we're going to start to move forward real quick. We've also grabbed a province on the Maginot Line, which means we don't have to. Well, we won't have to do any fighting in these forts. It's just a total. Germany's falling apart. We also we have this whole army that hasn't even deployed yet. What's going on with that? With this armored army? Let me see here. Army Group North, 3rd Armored Army. Yeah, we've got 5 armored corps. And then I guess we'll attach... how many more armor do we have coming out? 1, 2, 3. That's weird. What am I missing here? One of these corps must be... 24th Armored Corps. Okay. 24th Armored Corps. And I think we can... Do we have any transports there? Yeah. I think we can do this. And why don't we just do that? We gotta just deploy those units as they come out at this point. Excuse me. Okay. Should also be paying attention to what's happening here. I am seeing much more... I'm seeing a fair amount of... ooh, that's not good. Where is this Briançon? Ah, I see. Okay, let's do that. No, there's one here. Got some, obviously, supply issues. Let's just take a look quickly. Yeah, the supply issues are really not that bad. Obviously, the infrastructure is not as good as it could be in France, but what I wonder actually is where we're supplying, what port we're supplying. I guess the easiest way to look at that is supplied from Genova. Wow, that's a really shitty supply port. Mostly because it's going over the Alps here. The French Alps. Yeah, well. There's not too much I can do about that. I mean, I can manually do supply, but it's just that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay. I need to start making sure that we... Let's do this and that. And actually, rather than do that, this is Gurkhas, they can move forward there. Let's move you actually here. Yeah. And that will just make sure that we don't lose track of this encirclement. You can attack. I think that I don't think that's across a river. Oh, it is across a river. I think it is, yeah. Oh, not a big deal. We'll attack here, we'll attack there. These guys should probably move forward here. Start filling in this. Obviously, everything's gonna be out of range of its HQ very quickly, but such is life. Do we have any air support down here? Sort of. Yeah, Air Force is just not doing too hot. Very tempted to put air on AI control. I wonder if these guys are actually doing anything. I don't think I gave them a stance. 5th Army. What's the stance here? Let's go attacking stance. Oh, are we ready to go here? No. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have too much trouble down here. We don't have a lot deployed down here, so in fact, oh, whatever. Whatever. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, the order of battle is going to kind of fall apart again, but not the end of the world. God, we have a lot of armor. We probably overbuilt armor, to be perfectly honest. I don't think we actually need, 25 divisions of armor. We could have done with a lot. We could have used a lot less IC on armor and built more motorized units. I think that's probably true. Let's grab Brussels. Makes a support attack. That's that brand new unit. You can go here. These guys are going to be very quickly out of supply. I'm going to take these Gurkhas and grab those 2 ports. Let's go check on this here. Okay. We're going on a little Pacific campaign here. We're going to need the whole corps to take this port. Oh, I forgot I keep forgetting that the corps is a unit here. So, wait a second. Come on. There we are. What I want to do is like 1, 2... 1, 2, and there. Awesome. Where are you going? No, let's actually do this. Take Sedan, and then you can actually go there. Yeah, just cleaning this up. We're cleaning this up while these don't have any org. This guy doesn't have any org. What's going on here? Ooh. Oh no, that's fine. Let's make sure that no one's lagging behind over here. Belgium. I didn't notice that. Wonder if we have any more expeditionary forces that have arrived. Didn't look like it. Ooh, ooh. That's actually not great. We could lose ships here, but I doubt it because they have terrible positioning. Oh yeah, we're just gonna sink them. That's one of Germany's 2 battleships. Are you on? Oh, you're actually not on. I'm going to attach this guy to the home fleet. I don't. We do not need serious shore bombardment in these operations. Normally, it's good to use your older battleships to do shore bombardment, but it's no longer necessary. Let's just move him forward. He can't attack yet. These guys here, 9 hours. Okay, well, we'll move them forward as soon as they can. What a mess. Here we go again with the ridiculous order of battle mess. Okay, let's go and let's get across the water there as quickly as we can. Yeah. Try and shore that up. Don't want to get caught on that river. Not very good terrain for tanks, but it doesn't matter at this point. It would be nice to, as soon as we're done mopping this up, it'd be nice to get the Gurkhas back into in one location, and to jump again, you know, as far as we can. We got the English Channel back, finally. That is something that's worth pursuing as the UK. Let's do this. It's not great to put a unit with no org that far forward, but okay, let's keep moving forward here. I'm not going to worry about that province. Let's get across this river. Those are HQs, I think. Oh, and a cavalry. Okay. Oh my god, so many units here. Just keep moving forward here. Holy shit. Yeah, at this point, it becomes very tempting to just put this whole army group on AI control and just watch them march forward. They would probably conquer Germany in about 3 months. I'm going to resist the temptation, just because I think it's going to be a little bit more fun to watch and do it manually, but it's nice. We got some special forces, Waffen SS units encircled. Let's cross. What's going on here? Let's keep moving forward. You can go forward and take Liège. A little bit understaffed up there. We need to get these units moving forward. We should be able to liberate all of the Low Countries. We're almost gonna liberate Luxembourg. One of the you know, crowning achievements of the of our Allied war effort, liberating Luxembourg. Are we losing this battle? No. Oh, they're in a fort. They're in a Maginot fort, so I don't know. Do they keep the Maginot? Isn't there an event that like lowers the level of the Maginot forts or something? Can't remember. It's been a while since I played as Germany. I don't play as Germany a lot. Well, I do sometimes. It can be interesting. It's just, to be honest, on the Eastern Front, I really like playing as the Soviets. I find that actually to be More interesting than playing as Germany. A lot of air bases up here. I should take a look at air battles here. Bombings, bombings, bombings. Yeah, we're getting kind of hit hard here. What I should do is move something down here. Start by moving them there. Shit. Yeah, I'm getting a bit lazy with these air orders, to be perfectly honest. It's not... God, we're just maxed out on everything. Let's get that airbase. It's a pretty high-level airbase. Oh, shit. Well, it's fine. Probably encircle that division. Yeah, they just I don't know what's going on the Eastern fronts. They seem to be really struggling to withdraw troops, or I guess unwilling to give up gains in the Soviet Union, and just allowing the whole Western Front to collapse. It's not the AI's most brilliant work. Oh my God. Waiting until some of these units actually get to the front. They're not very strong. Some of these units are not very strong, so we can't rely on these expeditionary forces to although they're fighting units that aren't very strong either. I mean, I see lots of I see Finnish units and Hungarian units and yeah. Of course, we're not that far from, you know, it would be pretty easy for us to say puppet or conquer Hungary, you know, right? It wouldn't be that hard for us to get these guys to push all the way to Hungary. And these units, now that we're deploying more and more tanks up here, these units should be able to start to cover off this gap here. So we can, I think the best thing to do with this first army here is to keep it moving towards okay, I'm not going to move the Gurkhas anymore. I'm going to start getting them to an air base, maybe Lille or Brussels, as soon as I can. As soon as I'm done with this here. Yeah. In fact, it's time. Gurkha Corps, one of the centerpieces of the whole British Armed Forces. They're all going to go to Brussels. That's gonna. I don't want them to take Antwerp. Okay. Let's go to there. Go there. Go there. Oh, let's grab this airbase. Oh, that's stupid. Okay. What are you doing? Get moving, guys. Okay, you need to move forward. Okay. Ooh, we need to stop that. stop. Yeah, I just haven't been managing the Air Force very well. But it's just not that necessary. Air combat in this game is, I find it a bit tedious, unfortunately. It's very cool, but it's not quite as interesting. I prefer the naval combat, and I prefer the okay, whoa. Okay, now we need to move all these guys up. Core, let's just move you well up there. Let's grab everything that's not a Gurkha, and let's move them up here. I'm not going to strategically redeploy them because they're pretty fast units. But let's just go something like this, and I'll fix this after. Okay. What are you doing? Get moving! Oh, you can move forward there. It looks like we're going to be encircling again here, probably. Just got to get these guys moving here. Yeah, no, let's do that. See if we can block some of those guys. Yeah, I think that's it for Germany, guys. I don't think, I have no idea what is going on. You have no order. And you are doing okay. Okay, let's take you and move you forward to, I think, Brussels. See what we can do up there. I could be doing a much better job of managing this, but it's just not necessary. Just trying to, because the thing is, we're ultimately, like, we're not able to sustain our air offensive, but we are doing a lot of damage. By the time they get completely deorged and they start losing all their strength, we are doing a huge amount of damage. We're probably doing more damage to them than they're doing to us overall. Let's go this way. Okay, Gurkhas are starting to arrive. Gotta wait until these guys get up here before I can start pushing there. Just a slow march forward. What is this unholy mess? And that was a strategic redeployment order that's done. See no reason not to grab that airbase, except that we might not be able to. That's fine. Take you, attack there. Once again, though, we should start to pivot this army towards Hungary. I think that's the smart idea. But they're not really going to be able to do that until this army moves forward. This army needs to move forward and cover off this gap, basically, and then we can use the infantry to kind of slog through Hungary. I think we can get there before the Soviets do. We might be able to get most of Germany, or a big chunk anyway of Western Germany before the Soviets do. Oh, what the hell is going on over here? Okay, well that worked. I didn't even see that battle. It was probably that was probably no easy feat, actually. So, question is, I think the best thing for us to do here actually is to get these guys back there. We're just gonna leave like one Marine there, and we're just gonna move on. Do I rebase or do I move? Oh, I think we need to rebase. We need the range. I don't think I ever built any assault ships, but I rarely do. Okay, actually, what we can do. I think we can take both these guys. I don't think they're attacking. Well, it's a bit of a risk. Let's not and say we did. Okay, let's just take that one Marine, and we'll grab that right away. Once again, having to wait for supply to catch up. That's par for the course. Okay, we're starting to get more motorized divisions, which is good. I'm not going to name this corps right now, I'll name it off screen. I think we need to attach this to maybe Second Army. Okay, and then let's... I'll have to do some leaders as well at some point, but at this point leaders are probably not that big a deal. Question is, what do... Oh, these guys need to have their orders cancelled. I probably am going to put air on AI control, to be honest. It's a little bit of a hassle at this point. Yeah, they got a lot of the fairly large air force, and we're not getting that much of an air force from our allies, unfortunately. The Americans are really not good at you know, chipping in. In fact, I'm a little bit surprised that, you know, often we get American divisions, but they just haven't sent anything. Did I even... I hope I put them... Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't know whether you know, putting an objective up here would make a difference. The Allied objective system is just not that great, right? It's just not that well designed, unfortunately. But let's see, what can we do about that this Air Force business? Because I think what we need is to just detach. Yeah, what we need to do is to just go to all these air units. We need to give them an HQ. That's the best way for me to do that. Where's that? Where is that? This guy. Probably an army group. Okay. Perfect. Then we'll just delete these. And then we'll attach this guy back to the European theater. European theater. There it is. And we'll call this the RAF Europe. Why don't we just call it RAF Fighter Command? Alright. And that's already attached to the correct theater. Yep. And I don't really care how they distribute the forces. I'm not really that worried. And I'm going to attach the bombers to it as well. So why don't we call it, yeah, RAF Europe. Okay. And I think this is going to be just, it's going to be more efficient than me manually trying to assign this at this point. Where is it? RAF Europe. Obviously I need to move that HQ. Probably to Paris or something. Where is it? I'll leave the air transport and manual control, obviously. What the fuck? Man, okay, this is not the right way to do this. Apologies, I know this is a bit tedious to watch, but you know, it's gotta happen. Okay. Thank you. Let's take this guy here, and we'll just move him to, where's a good spot? Actually, that's not that bad. We need something that's kind of in range of the most possible units. Troyes, Besançon. Move them here, and then let's take this and go AI controlled. I think defensive stance, air defensive is probably good. Let's put them on. I don't know whether this is just for land units, isn't it? So I'm gonna put on air defensive, and hopefully they'll actually do their jobs, do a little bit of actual fighting, you know. In fact, let me kind of surveil that for a second and see what they actually do. Sometimes they just don't do anything. They may not. Oh, well, I guess that was an order I already issued, maybe. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I also wanted to attach the tax, see if we get some use out of them. You know, and we could almost even attach the strategic bombers. I don't feel like micromanaging them at this point. Okay, what I'd rather do is really focus on grabbing the territory that I want to grab, and just let the Air Force do their thing. Okay. Gurkhas are pretty much ready to go. 15 hours. Where is our air supply guy? There he is. Okay, that's gonna fuck up supply for a second. I gotta get those air units out of there as soon as possible, but 55 hours. Okay. And I think we'll be jumping pretty far up here. Question is, what do we want to take? Can we make it all the way to Wilhelmshaven? Could just drop them all here and grab that port. And then I think that the army should be able to catch up pretty quickly. Probably go to speed 5 at this point. Oh, I do have to pay attention to what's going on here. Just so easy to miss. Take that base. Look at that, they've got militia popping up, or what do you call it? There's a surprising amount of Japanese forces in Southeast Asia, so certainly be a little bit careful about not losing these Marines. But as long as we're pretty quick about these little naval invasions, it should another armored division. It should go smoothly. I might just finish up what's going on here. Just issue some orders, and then go there, there, there. Wait until these guys catch up. Keep these moving forward. Army Group South, sure, move there. Yep. Everyone's moving in the right direction. Yeah, what I'd like to do at this point is close the gap around Switzerland. I think that's pretty high priority. Get these guys across the Rhine and really push part of this army to close this gap so that this infantry can start moving into Hungary and Yugoslavia, and you know, that's what that infantry is there for. Oh my god, we have free IC, that's insane. We're building convoys, which we actually quite badly need. Strategic bombers. Okay. I'm not gonna build flying bombs. This is what I really want. Just more interceptors. I think it's gonna be needed. Let's build some tanks too. Man, army's getting big. I don't think we'll ever get to Grand, what is it called? Grand Army or whatever. Grand Fleet, Grand Army. No, I'll tell you, number of brigades, 800? Yeah, no, we will never, we can get there possibly with expeditionary forces, but I think we'll more likely never get there. It's just not something, when you build these heavy, you know, armor and motorized, this heavy armor and motorized approach, you generally don't. Okay, let's take a look over here. Well, what I need now is for you to go back here and grab... Oh, submarines, that's good. Kill them. I'm curious, are there any allied... Are there any, They're not. I don't know why, but the AI Air Force is not intercepting those bombings, which is frustrating. It's not that big a deal. Okay, we're gonna leave one here. We do have to do this fast because, well, no, we don't. I mean, they're too scattered. If they were surrounding that naval base, then they could easily kill those Marines, but. We just need to block off. We need this and that, and then that's it. This whole army here will be out of supply, and this whole area will become ours. So let's do it. Airborne assault tactics. I think there's one thing I forgot to do last episode. Check these guys. You get some neat ones in the late wars, England. I'm almost tempted to do the this guy to nuclear physics decay and stuff. Probably not necessary though. Leadership modifiers good. Land and naval I think I like. I think ultimately I think that I mean supply throughput would be good now, but because we're doing operational unthinkable, I think that's probably the best. Supply consumption, yes. Let's put Wavell in charge. And aircraft carrier practical, you get this in January 1943. So you have to wait until 43 to get the power projection doctrine. You know, I think only the Japanese start with this though. So this is ultimately the, you know, that's ultimately the you know, the best naval doctrine, right? I mean, sort of, anyway. Naval aviation, that's probably good. Our aircraft carriers are up to date. Maybe we'll put some in the queue just for kicks. You know, kind of replace the old stock of aircraft carriers. What? Oh, I see what I did. Fuck. New Zealand, Africa, and Albion. Cool. Let's double check what's going on over here. I know it's a bit slow paced, but we are going to be doing a lot more Speed 5 at this point. So, the 47th London Infantry Division can be dropped right up here. No. No, indeed, no. We need to... It's fine. Finally, these guys are finally catching up. Keep moving them forward. Okay, what's going on with the Gurkhas? We've got 0 hours. Okay, they're ready to attack. We're going to do that very soon. Actually, the smart thing to do with the Gurkhas would actually be to land them here and accelerate this process. And then they can just fight in the mountains. I think that might be the move. Land them here and and have them participate in this area. I think that might be the smart thing to do. Land them on the other side of the Alps. Maybe try and encircle these guys. So that's one option. We can also go, you know, all the way up here or whatever. But the armor will get there soon enough anyway. Could be good to keep in mind liberating Finland. Although it may just go to the common turn and that'll be that, but not a big deal one way or another. Right. Too low infrastructure. Okay, good. Cool. 48th West Riding Division. Oops, I forgot to attach the other one to the core. Yep, we are doing some fighting. Get the Gurkhas going. To be honest, I think that the army AI control at this point might be faster. You may find that a little bit less interesting to watch, but I kind of think it might work faster. What do I need to do here? I need to go. What's the hotkey again? It is P. Yes. Good. I'm kind of in rough shape, but that's okay. How far can we go? What I'd like to do is drop them here. We got 2 there. Let's take the airbase. Airborne assault. At the very edge of their range. Air supply, we'll drop them here. Airborne assaults. We should have some air cover down there if the AI can handle it. I don't know if they can, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Airborne assault. I think that's the right move. In fact, let's take you and get you down here so they can kind of take Stuttgart for sure. Keep moving. Oh my god. Let's go here. I don't know, guys. I think I might actually go on AI control here, because the thing I'm noticing as well is that we don't really need any strategy at this point. We're not encountering any resistance, and you know, it's not like we're going to waste a bunch of manpower by having the AI make decisions. But we'll see. What's going on here? Okay, so You guys can... I'm probably going to put the Pacific Fleet on AI control for sure. Where's the Pacific Fleet? Is there a Pacific Fleet HQ? I hope so. If there's not, it's going to be a little bit annoying. Far East Theater. Third Carrier Squad. Ooh, there doesn't look like there is one. Eastern Fleet. Yeah. Okay. Third Carrier Squadron. Attached to the Eastern Fleet. Okay. Okay, let's attach the Marine Corps to... Attach the Marine Corps to the 5th Army. Those guys can just basically help encircle all that. And at this point we can also put this Far East Fighter Command we can attach to Army Group Indochina. Army Group Indochina can go on AI control, blitzing stance, and, you know, they can just attack everywhere. What's the front line look? Oh, it doesn't really even do it. Okay. Just grab everything of value in here. That's not true. Maybe I'll lower the stance so that it doesn't think it's... That should be fine. Yeah, we'll go in attacking stance. Okay. And then... Did that? Okay, we're good. I don't know why that's still... Ah, there we are. The fighter command is attached to that. That's good. Let's put them on air defensive. Yep. And then let's take the naval bombers will attach to the Eastern Fleet. Far East TAC will attach to the Army Group Indochina. The rest are all garrisons. Let's automate the Eastern Fleet. And we'll put them on naval offensive. Except... Wait, where's the landing craft squadron? Pacific landing craft squadron. That's going to go back to Singapore. And then we can pretty much ignore what's going on there from now on. That's fine. Yeah, and then... I gotta say, I'm very tempted to just go with AI control here, and maybe we'll fix it if we'll pay a little bit more attention to leaders, and we will kind of, because again, this is just at this point it's just a click fest of me. Well, I can't decide. Cannot decide. Like, it's just a click fest of me moving units forward into empty provinces at this point and fighting the odd battle, which I don't think is going to be missed. This is, you know, obviously this series is wrapping up. It's been lots of fun, but yeah. We need to go on to Spinels can be at 0. We need to go on to 10 officers, just for good measure. That can come off. Yeah. Well, let's wait until the Gurkhas are done their thing. Let's get the Gurkhas into position, and then I'll attach the Gurkhas to the army here. First Army, and I'll give Army Group South objectives to grab like whatever they can there, and I'll give Army Group North a bunch of objectives up here, and I'll probably reassign the RAF units to the those two automated groups. I think that's going to be the best. Let's wait until the Gurkhas land here. Oh, they're doing it now. And probably, you know, I probably shouldn't do any AI control until I actually close this gap. That's what's going to be. But you know what? It's going to happen on its own. These guys have already been issued orders. I personally don't think that... Holy shit. I don't think that they'll be able to encircle those Gurkhas. Most of these units are going to be out of org because they're fighting. They're fighting down in the Alps. Okay, I'm going to set that up. I'm going to set that up because I don't think it's. You know, it's not going to be that much fun to watch me slowly click on units and advance them forward. Especially because we're not meeting any resistance. That's the real thing for me. Is that if we were fighting along a front, kind of fighting along a front and having to really deal with there's the rest of the Italian army, having to really deal with you know, formidable opponents, then I would consider. You know, doing the control manually, but oh. But I just don't think it's I don't think it's worthwhile. So let's detach this, attach this, attach this. We're going to probably disband this thing that I'd formed here, and we're just going to go like this, 2, 3, and give them a tactical air force. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and the tactical air force, and we'll give the strategic bomber command to Army Group North. We will give Army Group North. We'll put them on. We will put them on blitzing stance, and we will just do something like this. Okay. And that should be fine. I may turn this off later, but you're all set. Let's attach the Gurkha Corps. Where's the Gurkha Corps attached to? I think it's attached to one of these top armies here. Yes. Okay, let's attach the Gurkha Corps to Army Group South. And actually we'll attach it to First Army. Will it fit in First Army? Army Group South. Oh! First Army is full. Okay, it can be just a separate corps. It's got a good leader. And yeah. Let's give Army Group South some objectives. I would like them to conquer Hungary. Oops. And we might need to attach some armor or something to them to help them complete this mission, but it says we need 5 armor, yeah. We'll see. So I know this is not the most exciting thing to watch in some ways, but we can likely pretty much wrap this up, to be honest. What was that? I got some kind of bonus there. Large front increased to 5. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that as I don't see I don't see this as that interesting to watch, the little, you know, moving one unit forward at a time there. That we've got so many units deployed at this point that it's not. Oh, I should have issued some orders there, but whatever, that's not a big deal. Yeah, see, look, we've already our Gurkhas are already. Gurkhas have already rejoined the. Attach that to that core. Look at this. Like, look how fast. I find that when you get to a situation like that, you just can't. When you're fighting on a front, like a pitched battle on a front, AI control can be just a total unholy nightmare. But when you're just advancing over empty terrain like this, you know, it's just not worth it. I think those few encirclements that I did manually here really sped things up, but at this point we can just clinch the game, at least in Europe. and you know, I think ultimately we'll kind of wrap it up here. We'll probably get a, what are our war victory conditions here? We will probably complete, we'll probably win the game technically this episode. Greece is an allied member? Oh, yeah. Berlin is not Axis or Comintern. Yeah. If we can get to Berlin, then we win, basically. We are way deep into Germany. We've encircled a huge chunk here. I think I can turn some of these off. Actually, I'm kind of reluctant to do so, to be honest, because, well... No. Just watch the pop-ups flying at us at this point. Yeah, unless we can turn them off. Don't need to see every time we're getting, probably just turn them all off at this point. I'll turn them back on if we do another campaign in this on this file. Look at this. That's what happens when you go on AI control. I'm looking forward to doing the Operation Unthinkable. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to involve, like, you know, redoing our theaters and really kind of planning what is going on here. Like, Germany is just, there's like, they have like more territory in Russia than they do in Germany. Look at that. I think they were probably trying to escape there. That's what was going on there. How much? Oh, that's Poland. Italy's decided the trains run on time. That's hilarious. Yeah, they're about to surrender. Yeah, so, you know, I know this was maybe not quite as interesting to watch the final victory this way, but I kept waiting for them to form a line against us, and they didn't. At the end of the day, my strategy of building the motorized troops, had we built infantry, this is not how this would have gone. We would have been fighting much more of a pitched front because Germany would have been able to... Is that Berlin? Oh, look at that! Battle of Berlin! That's probably the original garrison unit that Germany starts with. And they just... No, it's not. It's another one. But yeah, this is the Battle of Berlin. It's going to be the 104th Armored Division under... Oh my god, Dalrymple Fanshawe, who first walks into Berlin. Oh, look at that. Let's do it. Let's invite Republican Spain. Why is it impossible? They just don't like us enough? I can guarantee their independence. Not that anyone's going to declare war on them. There we go, that's it. Berlin's taken. Oops. That's it. So, we just annexed Germany, including their bits of Poland. We're basically going to annex Hungary next, although I imagine that the Soviet Union might get to them first. I also imagine that the Soviets will take Finland. Yugoslavia is ours. Yeah. Bulgaria we might be able to get to as well. Greece is already in the Allies. We puppeted Yugoslavia? Or Slovakia, I mean? That's weird. I don't remember selecting that that war goal. Polish corridor. Makassar Strait. Oh. Right, of course, because... Wow. We get all of... Whoa. I feel like I cheated there. We get all of Japan's territories except for what the United States took. Wow. That's really interesting. We annexed Italy. I think that's it. The Axis is defeated. Except no, there's Manchukuo and Mengaku and who else was it? Yunnan. It's a thing. Wangxi Clique, are they in the Axis? Sometimes they go in the Axis. What's left of them? Yeah. Bulgaria, Hungary. Gulf of Tonkin too. Holy shit. United Kingdom annexed Italy, which is not part of their country. Japan, Germany. Cool. Well, I know that was a fairly unceremonious end to the war, but I would like to. What's going on here? Well, I guess until we liberate the Netherlands, they don't get their shit back. I'm gonna end this series here, and what we will do is we will plan. Can I declare war on the Soviet Union right away? Yes, I can. Okay. What we will do is we will plan a campaign against the Soviet Union, and that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be like starting a whole new campaign, and I will mop up the rest of this in the first episode of that series, because this game is pretty much, I don't think it's that interesting to watch us mop up Hungary. Obviously, Romania is like probably something I should be influencing. Where are they? Down there. What else is there? What other countries are there? Let me set up my diplomatic influence here. Turkey. At this point, we have so much leadership that I think spending a big chunk of it on diplomatic influence is actually a good idea. Let's keep Afghanistan out of, I guess, the Axis at this point. Just anything on the border with the Soviet Union. Nationalist China. You can also consider like liberating some puppets over here, maybe creating like Korea or whatever. Sweden will never join the Allies, I don't think. Probably might as well influence them just for kicks. That's probably... I wonder how much leadership the Soviet Union has. Looks like they have 22. So we still have double the leadership, and we're putting 12 points into diplomacy and 10 points into officers. We also have a massive amount of IC. An absolutely massive amount of IC. So that's the thing. I don't even know what I would do with all that IC, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't know how hard a war would be with the Soviet Union. But it could be very, very interesting, and it would be probably a fairly short series. I would probably use a fair amount of AI control to kind of polish things up. But I hope you've enjoyed this series. This series is now finished for now. I will be taking a break from this save file, and I will come back and do Operational Unthinkable in a bit. I also, just so you guys know, I have an EU4 series running with the new Emperor DLC, playing as Holland. So I invite you to check that out. And thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Ciao.